Hi everyone and welcome to another video. 1st of April here in London. Yes, it's not a joke, it's cold. It's been raining all March, yes, every day, either in the morning or in the afternoon, rain coming down, and it's been a wet commute for me for the whole month. This is the result of 1 week commute with my Merida. Yes, very grim, roads are covered in grit, potholes everywhere. Is yes, quite harsh riding when you decide to travel to work with your bike. And of course, some has mentioned that this weather is really good for your flowers and garden. Being such a keen gardener myself, I'm very happy. It's coming along really well. But for the bike, yes, it's been possibly the worst March I can remember from my 15 years living in London. And the reason for this video is because I've decided that it's time to do some change. Yes, the Merida has been my faithful companion for almost 3 years, and what I found out, and unfortunately, having 3 bikes, 3 different bikes, 2 performance bike and 1 for commuting is a good setup, but when you do have such long stretch of bad weather, I'm not enjoying it that much, because there is so much difference between the bikes, actually between the 2 performance bike and the Merida. Then when it's raining, when the roads are wet, I'm not really enjoying riding as much as I do when I use the other 2 bikes. And this is mainly down to the weight difference in the bikes, the performance, because I love riding the Canyon and the Velobil so much. Then when I jump on the Merida, yes, it is still nice to ride a bike to work, but it's not really the same sensation when I push the bike. It doesn't give me that excitement that I really crave when I want to go out for my commute. And the result is that either the Canyon in this case or the Velobil gets all dirty, and I really get annoyed while riding in those conditions, because sometimes I bet that the weather is going to stay dry and I almost inevitably lose. My carbon wheels get dirty, frame, rim brakes in these conditions are not ideal. When I ride my Merida with discs, I'm not happy either, because at the end of the day, these cable operated discs are not really that good. I realized that when you do ride disc brakes on a performance bike, if you ride quite hard, you do need hydraulic brakes. These are not as powerful as you would need. Pads wear out in the wet very quickly. More importantly, the bike is much heavier than the other 2. It changes the way I ride, it changes the style I ride, and overall, yes, I'm not enjoying it that much. So I decided to do some change. My initial idea was to upgrade the bike, of course. I looked into buy a disc brake bike dedicated for the commuting. Just checking at the new prices of the available bikes, I really changed my mind quite quickly. Yes, because I had to buy then a bike just for the commute that was going to cost more than my performance bike, even my 2 performance bikes put together. So yes, I discarded that idea straight away. And I remember actually that I do have my spare Canyon Ultimate frame. There it is. I'm going to go for a bit of a Top Gear project, where I'm going to use this frame to make up a Canyon Ultimate Winter Edition, while I still have the Canyon Ultimate for the Performance Edition and the Velobil. In this case, I might need to send for early retirement the Merida, because I'm going to swap the components like the chain set, the levers, the derailleur, everything from the Merida to the Canyon, and put on a few parts that I specifically bought to make this a winter bike, yes, but it's going to have a weight that will allow me to have a good performance for the bike. So even when it's raining, I will still have that enjoyment that I currently don't get from the use with the Merida. Let's see what's the current weight of the bikes to understand what differences are we talking about. They all have pedals, computer mount and bottle cages, and this would be the ideal base to compare then what the project is going to come out afterwards. So the Merida is 10.1, 10.2. I'm wobbling a bit like GC Performance. The velo build is 8.2, 8.3, and the Canyon 7.380, 7.36. In this case, the weight difference is substantial. Starting from the Canyon, that almost moves with my thoughts. So the moment you push the bike, the Canyon just flies off. It's unbelievably reactive. It moves only really with yes, your willpower. Velo build is relatively light for the type of the bike, so 8.2 is actually very good. So it still have that kind of characteristics of reactiveness and speed at the same time. However, 10 kilos on the Merida you do feel, and yes, it's a different type of riding. Let's see with the new project what weight is going to come out with. I'm going to try to build the bike myself. If you do have any suggestion, let me know. I understand that I'm going again backwards. I'm not embracing yet the modern technology. I'm not anti-disc brakes per se. If tomorrow, I don't know, Canyon wants to send me an iRod, I'd be extremely happy. But I'm so pro rim brakes that I'm struggling to change. Yes, that's my current position. Please don't hit the dislike button and don't unsubscribe. Let me know in the comments if you do have any suggestion for me. I'm sure I will need professional advice again, and I will let you know how it came out as soon as it's done. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you to the next video. Ciao.